What's up, guys? It's Casey Zelgelman, aka the fourth Sanderson sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus 2 breakdown video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new, recently surfaced plot description of Hocus Pocus 2 and what it might mean. So let's get started. Okay, so about 3 days ago, we were given another plot description for Hocus Pocus 2. Hocus Pocus Guide posted it on their Instagram, which, as you guys know, I reference them all the time, so go follow them, give them a follow. So the new plot description reads, picking up 29 years after a teen named Max lit the black flame candle and resurrected the three 17th century child essence stealing sorceresses. Try saying that 5 times fast. Winifred, Sarah, and Mary are now looking for revenge. With the Sanderson sisters back to terrorize Salem, it's up to 3 high school students to stop them. How do you do that? By summoning the wrath of an enchantress, of course. That is interesting. So, we got new details. We have new details. Ish. A little bit. Kinda. Sorta. We're still pretty vague, are we not? So, after doing some studying over this, let's be real, the biggest thing that we realized is that last sentence. So, I'm gonna break this down for you guys as much as I can. Obviously, point number 1 is Max is referenced. This means we are absolutely in the same continuity as the first movie, which is very important because we don't want to just ignore the first movie. It's everything. It is the groundwork for this. So, will stuff that happened in the first movie come into play? That's more hard to say, simply because Max, Allison, and Danny aren't in the movie. We know that. We know they're not in the movie. And it's kind of one of those, it's like, things that happened in the first movie could come into play, but we're not going to see the kids, if you know what I mean. So, point number 2, the Sanderson sisters are out for revenge. Again, clearly, this revenge can't exactly focus on Max, Allison, and Danny, as none of them are in the movie, unless they come up with some kind of way to explain why they aren't there. It's like, oh, hey, yeah, they moved back to Los Angeles. Max and Allison got married, and he took her back to Los Angeles. Danny left and went somewhere, kind of thing. The flashback that we know about, with the young Sanderson sisters, I'd say pretty well indicates their revenge is pointed towards someone else, and that someone else is Trask, because why would they give the character a name if he wasn't going to be important in some way, shape, or form? So, yeah, they're out for revenge, but it's not against our trio of original heroes because they're not present. The 3 new high school students that they're talking about is Becca, Izzy, and Cassie. This is obviously a given. We still don't know a whole lot about them. Honest to goodness, right now I'm not super optimistic about their characters. I really hate saying that. I do. But I just don't have a good feeling about them yet. I don't have a good feeling about it. That might change when we see an official trailer. But right now, yeah, I'm not feeling good about them. But this is the interesting part. When they say the only way to do this is to summon the wrath of an enchantress, this could have multiple meanings. And I've narrowed it down to 4. 4 of them. The first point that I'm going to bring up is the enchantress is Becca because she's an aspiring witch. Summoning the wrath of a sorceress means Becca's coming into her powers. I could see that working, but I almost feel like that's kind of a red herring kind of situation. Which I'm going to talk about that term a lot in this. I mean, yeah, it could be that it's just the enchantress is Becca because she's an aspiring witch and maybe she's descended from blah, 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 blah. I don't care about Becca. I don't. You all know this. Do any of us really? Do we? Moving on. The second point is it's Hannah. Her cameo role that she keeps talking about is a red herring for the fact that she will come back later to fight against her adopted children, the Sanderson sisters, or at least that's what I'm assuming right now, is that she kind of becomes Mama Sanderson after real Mama Sanderson gets and the girls become orphans. That's my working theory. So if they summon the wrath of an enchantress, maybe they're summoning her to, hey, come get your kids. Kind of a thing. Come get your children. They're causing issues. That could be a thing. The third point, it's still Hannah, but she's manipulating the three new heroes into summoning her to regain control over both the Sanderson sisters and then snatch control of Salem, because she's a power-hungry witch, and she wants to wreak her own kind of havoc. Because that's the thing that keeps getting me, is they've always referred to this as the sisters are wreaking a new kind of havoc on Salem. That could be anything. That could be anything. Could be Hannah. Could be Hannah. So, like in my theory, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here, my ever-growing theory on what the heck Hannah Waddingham has to do with this. She's the one who tricked the sisters into selling their souls originally, so while they are out for revenge against Trask, they could realize who the real villain is and be like, oh, we got played. She got us kind of situation. We'll have to see. The Wrath of Enchantress in this case is even worse than the Sanderson sisters, because they're going to summon her only for her to be having used, this is not coming out right, only for her to have used, there we go, both sets of girls, the Sanderson sisters and the new heroes, to further herself and her wicked desires to rule over Salem and do all the bad things and bad guy laughing monologue, yada yada yada. So I don't know. I really still feel like that's kind of where we're headed. But my fourth point, and I'll be honest, it's probably the least likely. It's Mama Sanderson at long last. The enchantress they're summoning is Mama Sanderson, as we have been begging for. We think Hannah is the last witch as of right now, but there could be another secret cast member that we know nothing about, and it's Mama Sanderson coming to stop her children from going any further down the path of no return. Of course, that's kind of a bit late at this point, but you never know. Love does crazy things in movies about magic. Love's the most powerful magic there ever was. Kind of cheesy, well, Disney nonsense. And Harry Potter stuff, too, because, that's the whole thing there. You never know. It could be Mama Sanderson. It could be Mama Sanderson coming to stop them from she could just come get your kids. Come get your kids. She just kind of shows up and be like, what are you doing? This is not what we agreed upon. This is not how I raised you. What happened? She just kind of shows up and is like, oh God, I leave you guys alone for 300 years and this is what happens. Kind of thing. Just the exasperated mom who's just like, oh God, just stop. Just stop. Or, could be Mama Sanderson coming back to go, good job, keep doing what you're doing. Encouraging them. We still don't know. I still feel like that's probably the least likely thing. Honestly, I'm not sure which of these is the most accurate, but my money's on either one, Becca's the Enchantress because she's an aspiring witch, yada yada yada, or it's Hannah being a manipulative little sneaky snake, and she is going to come back later in this film and cause some problems for everyone involved, including the Sanderson sisters. I don't know, but the new plot description's leaning kind of heavily on the summon the wrath of an enchantress, and I'm just like, that could mean a lot of things. So, my money's on it's either Becca or it's Hannah. Either Hannah's the good guy trying to stop them, or Hannah's the bad guy who set them on the path to evil, which is what I'm kind of leaning more towards, simply because Disney's track record lately has been female villain redemption, and here's the thing. I know everyone hates the idea, or at least most of us do. I'm still in the camp of whatever they do, just do it well. I'm okay with them not getting redeemed. I am okay with them getting redeemed. Just I just want Sanderson sisters. That's all I care about. Would I like them to get a redemption arc so I don't have to see them die a brutal death again? Yes, very much so. But it's not gonna, like, break my heart if I don't get that redemption arc and I just get, like, 2 hours of the Sanderson sisters being the Sanderson sisters. I'm not gonna be upset about it. But here's the thing, and I know a lot of people have issues with villain redemption arcs lately. And I understand that completely, because I really didn't want to like Cruella when it came out for the simple fact that, how dare you make me like a puppy killer, Disney? How dare you make me like a puppy killer? But, if the story's done well, that is frankly all I care about, whether it's a redemption arc or not. If the story is done really well, and it's a good plot, and it keeps me hooked and hanging on till the end of the movie when everything gets resolved, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. That's how I feel about villain redemption arcs. Maleficent's kept me very intrigued. I was like, oh, I like this. I like where this is going. I was never a fan of Sleeping Beauty. It was a very boring movie. Making it all about Maleficent? Yes, good idea. Really liked that movie. I was very skeptical going into Cruella, because I'm like, please don't do what you did with Maleficent to Cruella, because I grew up watching the Glenn Close Cruella, and I'm just like, that's Cruella de Vil. She's not a good guy. But they did it really, really, really well, and I was sitting there going, oh, crap, this is really good, and I'm really into it, and I really like it, and I had fun. It was a fun movie, and at the end of the day, is that not what we're here for? Is that not what we're here for, is just to have fun? Because I think that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, anyway. That's why I'm kind of like, if they turn good, great. If I just get 2 hours of Sanderson Sisters shenanigans, great. I'm in both camps of do what you want as long as the story's good. If the story's bad, then we're going to have a talk. So, sorry. I went off on a brief tangent there, because this always comes up in the comments. But we're getting another witch regardless. We know it's not a fourth Sanderson sister. That's been confirmed by Hocus Pocus Guide. God bless America. That was a good call. We know it's not her. Jury is still out on Mama Sanderson. We know Hannah is not playing Mama Sanderson. That has been point blank confirmed. She is not Mama Sanderson. That doesn't mean Mama Sanderson couldn't show up somewhere. If I get Carol Burnett showing up somewhere in this as a Mama Sanderson, I'm gonna lose my dang mind, and y'all are gonna hear me screaming from your own homes. I'll just be like, oh my god, it's Carol Burnett! Because we all know she could play a good villain, i.e. Miss Hannigan, and oh god, what is her name in Once Upon a Mattress? Queen Agravain. I had to think of that for a second. I was like, what's her name? We know she could play a good bad guy. So guys, that is pretty much all I've got for you on this. The plot description is, it's giving us more clues, but we're the ones who are trying to figure out the clues, and right now I have 4 different possibilities on what that last line can mean, and those were the four possibilities I laid out for you. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just throwing out ideas and what I think would make sense. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. We have hit 1,000 subscribers in the last month, which is just insanity. I'm so happy about that. You guys killed it last month. And we will be doing the live stream Hocus Pocus Watch Along on September 29th. I'm leaning towards 7 p.m. Central Time. Don't quote me on that. I gotta see what's going on whenever we get closer. But that's what I'm leaning towards right now. I'll get back with you guys. I'd like to say when it gets closer, but we're already in August. That's gonna be here before I know it. Thank you. Just thank you for that. I know I bring it up in every video, but it continues to just flabbergast me that we have gotten to this point. If we can hit 1,200 subscribers by September 15th, I will do the live stream watch along of Hocus Pocus in full costume and makeup as one of the Sanderson sisters, but you're not going to know which one it is until you turn on your computer, or I turn on my camera, whichever one happens first, which we are about halfway to that, because we're currently at 1,090 something subscribers, and I'm just like, oh, we are getting dangerously close to that mark. So that's a possibility, guys. It could be a lot of fun. If you're a regular on the channel, please remember to drop a like and share your thoughts on this topic down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the 4th Sanderson sister, and I will see you witches and wizards later.